Hey Cameron, I'm obese. I'm 6'4", and this time last year I was about 290 pounds. And now I'm down to about 250. I went from being class 2 obese to now on like the very, very low side of class 1. So improving, but still technically obese. Here in the US of A, about 2/3 of the adults are either overweight or obese. So I wanted to talk about that a little bit. Now I see this issue split into two categories. One is going to be physical appearance and the other one is going to be health. With physical appearance, I couldn't care less. To sum up my opinion on it, we shouldn't be bullying people for their weight, but we also shouldn't be glorifying and encouraging being overweight. Different people have different preferences. Some people find bigger people attractive, some people find smaller people attractive. That's not really a concern to me because you can like what you like, but health is the bigger topic I want to talk about. The CDC says that people that are overweight or obese are at increased risk of all causes of death, high blood pressure, high LDL cholesterol, low HDL cholesterol, or high levels of triglycerides, type 2 diabetes, coronary heart disease, stroke, gallbladder disease, osteoarthritis, sleep apnea and breathing problems, a crap load of different cancers, low quality of life, mental illness such as clinical depression, anxiety, and other mental disorders, body pain, and difficulty with physical functioning. There are more that could be added to that list. It's a big problem. In 2019 in the United States, medical costs for people that were obese were on average $1,861 higher than people with a normal weight. And this adds stress to those people and their financial situation, but also the healthcare system as a whole. So how do we determine obesity? Well, we mostly use the BMI scale. Now, when it comes to BMI, I'm pretty sure we've all heard at some point that it's not really that accurate. And it's very possible to be considered by BMI to be overweight, where your weight might actually be okay for like your body type and muscle mass. Because BMI does take a limited number of inputs in order to produce a result. For me, it says that 205 pounds is like the high end of normal for my height and age. That would be a little bit on the small side for me. At the same time, for me to pretend like myself at 290 pounds was not obese because BMI isn't completely accurate would be wrong. The model provides a good ballpark. It's not perfect, but it is useful, and it's important to remember that useful and perfect are not mutually exclusive. And I know that there's a multitude of different health factors that can lead to people being overweight, medications that can lead to it, as well as socioeconomic problems. And that's why I think it's very important that we don't bully people for their weight, whether they're big or small. But it's also important for those people to try to control it because it is such a major health risk. I know it's going to be easier for some people, and for some people, it just flat out might not be possible. But for a majority of people that are overweight, there are things that they can do to try to bring their weight down. And even more broadly, there's a lot we could try to do as a society to try to resolve this problem. But even with all of those factors, there are a good number of people out there that got to being overweight the same way I did. Living too sedentary a lifestyle and loving, and I mean really loving, pizza, wings, fries, butter, and beer. So how did I lose my weight? When it comes to weight loss, we're talking a lot about calories, and there's two sides of the equation. There's what you're putting into your body and what you are burning, and what you're putting in is more important. Exercise is excellent for your physical health, your cardiovascular health, etc., but it has a much smaller impact on weight loss than the food that you're eating. So because of that, I do go to the gym a few times a week, but my biggest focus is what I'm putting into my body. I eat whole fruits and vegetables. I eat more beans and legumes. I eat smaller portions of meat. I watch my caloric intake, and I try to eat more whole foods and less processed ones. And notice I say less because I do still eat some processed foods and desserts and stuff like that because they're delicious, and I don't want to cut it entirely out of my diet, but it's about moderation because there's a big difference between eating a small bowl of Halo Top ice cream that's 120 calories and eating an entire pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream that's like 1,500. For me, it's all about balance. No special diets, no fad diets, no miracle foods or miracle drugs. Balance, moderation. And I know it's hard, I know it's a sensitive topic, but it's one that I think we should be talking about because it is one of the largest health crises that we have in America. And many of the steps that we can take towards improving this have significant positive ripple effects, not only for our health and our healthcare system, but for our economy and our overall well-being.